Yeah, so being in the community center, man, so what do you think about like the impact of violence? I know we touched on it, and you talked about how the kids felt safe. What is your view on it? Just seeing how violence is taking like a toll on the city.
Oh man, it's sad to see. I wish it was something that me myself personally could do, but it's not. I think it's something that us as a community as a whole have to come together and try to like fight against. I don't see it slowing up anytime soon. Like yesterday, last night, there was a shooting that occurred. Sent a couple got to the hospital. I mean, but man, again, it's sad to see, man. I just wish we could sit these brothers down and like really get an idea like what they're going through, and only if they had the outlet like that I had, maybe they wouldn't have taken that route.
Yeah.
So I mean, it all boils down to like the environment that they grew up in and the struggles that they face in everyday life, and then the choices that they make, and they just so happen to be the wrong ones. So I mean, like I said, it's just something us as a community have to come together, man, and fight against if we're gonna try to put a stop to anything.
Gotcha. And I know you mentioned that you grew up in James Crossing. Like, it was a point where I lived in Birchwood for a while.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of stigma, man, that goes with like public housing.
Correct.
But people don't realize, man, like there's not a lot of resources there.
Right.
And you're really seeing a lot of people that look like you, a lot of people wanting the same thing.
Right.
But how do you think finances plays a role in how that could affect violence or a child's outcome?
It means a lot, man. Finances is everything, And then I mean, you have people who are there, and they're underprivileged. They don't make as much money. Most of them unemployed, And but again, they want the same things that everyone else wants, and they have every right. So I mean, it kind of urges them to want to go out and maybe do something that's not legal and try to get money to help provide for their family. I mean, I see it every day. I grew up around it. I mean, and people out here trying to do whatever it takes to feed their family. So, I mean, a place like that, I just think it needs more attention from what we have as a community. I think, we need to reach out more to these places to help these families grow, to get out of situations that can help better their families as they grow. So I just don't like to see when people get stuck in a situation and get comfortable, Always look to grow. I mean, nothing's wrong with James Crossing. Love it to death, Anybody asks me, like, where'd you grow up? Where are you from? I'm from Greenfield. It's not James Crossing, it's Greenfield, This is where I'm from. Proud of where I'm from. It made me who I am, I mean, but it's all about growth, You don't ever want to get comfortable. Don't ever get too comfortable, man. So, I mean, that's just my advice to anybody going through anything and trying to get to another level in life.
Yeah, because it kind of makes you appreciate the hard times and everything that you went through.
Correct.
And it really gives you feel. I think so many people, man, I remember we went to Birchwood, me and my mother, because we lost our house. So we went from front and backyard to foreclosure sign in the yard, because my stepdad at the time had left. And so I remember, man, like just the adjustment. But I was always a humble guy, so I never looked down on anybody anyway. But I just remember how people have changed the way they view you because of where you say you live. So I think it should be fuel for the fire to most people.
Oh, for sure, man. I was teased about it growing up. It didn't make or break me or who I was. Like I said, all my friends, childhood friends, still friends with them today. They helped me grow to be who I am again. I mean, and it's who I am. James Crossing is a part of me. Growing up, it was rough. I faced some hard times, growing up as a child, and all that goes into play, and like I said, I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for that environment. If I grew up out in a rich neighborhood, maybe I didn't have to work as hard. Maybe I felt like this world owed me something because something was always given to me, I mean, but who knows? Like I said, this place is a part of who I am.
Yeah, and I always think about that, man. Like, when you think about the whole struggle process, and sometimes, like, I look back and you're like, man, I wish I could fast forward it, but really you don't know what type of person you would be. Because I think when you're going through that struggle, man, it really creates and it brings a lot of attributes. You know, like when you playing like Madden or
Right.
playing some type of game where you got to play the game to get more attribute points.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it builds you. It builds character. Because I've met people, man. I had friends that lived in Boonesboro and had it all, man. And I'm looking at the type of people they are now.
Right.
They don't have any work ethic.
Correct.
So once mommy and daddy stop giving money, it's like, what do you do now?
Correct.
Or they're on drugs, or you know what I mean. So I think a lot of people, man, like now they're going through a lot. But I think it's all in the way you view it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is God trying to show me? What is God trying to teach me in this? You know what I'm saying?